Sure, come on in. Do you have the coffee ready there? Today we are talking about, hello and welcome to Create Now. Today we're talking about pull-offs. Now, calm down. Not that kind of pull-off. I don't know what you were thinking about, but what I'm talking about today. Woo! This is guitar. Sorry, Being Stephen, guitar, Create Now, all that stuff. All right. So what I'd like you to do is go to the 5th fret on any guitar or whatever. Oh geez, that's a lovely bit of fret buzz for you there. These poor guitar strings are rusted and just crying out. But do you know what? Coronavirus. It's the excuse for everything. Alright, here we go. Pull-offs. Hit the... Oh, that's awful. Oh, sorry. It's not in tune at all. Okay, let's go for the big E string. The little E string, sorry. 5th fret, here we go. We're going to pluck the string on the 5th fret with the ring finger. Remember, one hand clapping. Alright, so here we go. Fret it with like the ring finger, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pull off to the open string. So you're really just going down. You just pull it down. And if you wanted in a while, if you only have to go to the open string, it really opens up your hand, keeps it loose. Whereas normally what guitar players do is they keep two fingers on the guitar at one time. So that means that you can change the lower note. You don't have to switch between a fret note and the open string. That's probably the easiest for hammer-ons and pull-offs. Right, let's just get down to exactly the exercise, because you guys are getting distracted. I'm staying on point, but you guys are getting distracted. So here we go. You pluck the string and pull it off. You do it very, very slow. This is a pull-off. Okay, now let's try it with the big E string. So pluck it, and that's the sound we're trying to get. You almost have to bend. Do you hear that? In slow motion. We're bending the note almost. The joy about doing it on the little E string is that there's no string below it to accidentally rub your finger off. So you have to actually go down and out in more of a swooping C-shaped motion. Maybe this kind of the bottom of a J letter, that kind of motion. So you have to go down, but also at an angle, because if you go straight down, you're going to hit the string below. Okay, so you do it down. So it's a lot easier to do, as I said, if you're only fretting one note at a time. But generally, for very fast note playing, you won't be, and depending on what keys you're playing in, just generally open strings. My experience with guitar solos, anyway, just you do a pull off onto a string onto another fretted note. There you are. Okay. So here we are. Back to not showing off. So that's all there's to it, because I'm gonna try and do it. Let's try and do it on the B string. Okay? We're trying to do it on the B string. Okay. Now the problem you're running into on doing this in the B string is you're constantly hitting the string below, aren't you? You're constantly hitting that open E string, you're getting double stop, and you're like, oh cool man, that's my sound. That's my sound. Very, very fine, but here's a little trick you can do. Use the bottom of your ring finger on your plucking hand to mute the little E string. And that way, when you hit that little E string, you're just getting that choke note in the meantime while you're getting your skills up. A lot of really high-end guitar playing is just about choking all the notes you're not playing. And also incorporating vocal phrasing and breathing with the instrument, so you don't play while you You breathe with the instruments. So it's like, oh, oh, my love, I was thinking about you. Oh my, I'm only playing while I'm talking. Because it gets very, you just have this, that kind of just fades into the background. Whereas if you do James Brown, play that guitar like a drum, it stands out a lot more, doesn't it? Back to pulloffs. Fret the note, pull it off. And then so use your thumb to block the string above, and your ring finger / middle finger to block the string below. And it gives this like people, oh, that's fucking brilliant. And it sounds so clear, doesn't it? And let me get rid of all my I'm kind of exaggerating here. I'm trying to sound bad. Muting, just muting in general is such a huge part of guitar playing. You get these guys who do all this mad fret tapping, the metal guys, and they get a scrunchie, I believe, or a girl's hairband or something, and they have it down below the nut, and when they're doing like, oh yeah, I've got the fan blowing in my long hair, and I've got a leather jacket, and put my feet up like on the monitor, and lean back, and oh yeah, put my guitar on, oh yeah, I'm fucking brilliant. Forgot what I was talking about, very sorry. It'll come back to me, So pull-offs. So just practicing the pull-off motion by itself. Little E string, very, very good for it. Muting. Oh yeah, so sorry, the guys are doing all the mad fret tapping and stuff like, whoa, all that classic stuff, Eddie Van Halen, even though people were doing it long before Eddie Van Halen, but a lot of those guys are, see, even with the palm of my hand, I'm muting all the other strings. On my fretting hand, I know you guys probably can't see this, I'm lying my, even though I'm doing the fret tapping is when you're kind of playing the guitar with, mean, you're playing the guitar with the hand you shouldn't be with, your plucking hand. So people are like, oh, that's very impressive and all this stuff. Just a bit of showmanship, trying to play multiple guitar parts on one guitar and so on. But just muting is such a big part. So they're doing all this fret tapping stuff. They can be quite sloppy with it and hit open strings by accident. A lot of people when they're doing fret tapping, they're playing away and they just get all these random strings just ringing out, like, oh, it's so annoying. So a lot of these players, they're constantly, like when I play a chord, I normally have every string that I'm not playing muted. So even if I'm playing a little bit sloppy, which I like to play as sloppy, I like to be well rehearsed, but also play as if I'm making it up on the spot to add some chaos and keep the interest in this, because otherwise it's just like a machine, isn't it? So muting, it's so important, especially with these hammer-ons and pull-offs. If you're playing this fast, as far as I can tell, this is called choking notes as well. This is another kind of muting. So you just play the note and lift your finger up enough to stop the dead note. This with your right hand, your left hand, your fretting hand. Alright, hammer-ons, pull-offs. Any other tips? The most important thing is just to practice it loads. Do it all your fingers. You don't want to just be doing it with one finger. So many lads, I can only bend with the ring finger and all this stuff. It's fine. I just like to be versatile, so I keep it going on the little finger only, on the little E string. Alright. string, little finger. Just go on, hammer on and pull off, and then you move on to your ring finger. So I'm doing this with my ring finger right now, onto the middle finger. This might be too fast, don't worry about it. Slow it down, do it at your own pace. It actually becomes easier the faster you do it. Which is mad. And here's the motion, it's like a rhythm motion. So it's down and out to the side. Just thinking about, yeah. If you do all this pull off, hammer on pull off stuff, there's a lot of extra strings just ringing out and resonating. So like I said, that's why these metal guys keep the scrunchy on. Do you hear that? Do you hear that muting? That's all the strings being muted that I'm playing by accident or something, instead of having. With the electric guitar, the compression from the distortion, and it turns into a bit of a square wave. So it's, the quietest notes sound as loud as the loudest notes, and the loudest notes sound as loud as the quiet notes. So there's no dynamic range. In these situations, it's less distinguishable whether a note has been plucked or not, or it's a hammer on or a pull off. You just kind of get that sound added to it, that percussive sound, and that attack, sharp spike at the start of the sound, is just made more consistent. Its level is restricted by the compression. Both by, if you have a guitar amp, the speaker is going to cause a certain amount of compression because your audio is restricted by the ability for the speaker to reproduce the full range of the guitar sound, which is often not there, and so on. But you look, it's all fine. That's why you need different amps for, like, keyboard amp, so it'll reproduce the full range, include the no notes. You need a certain amp for a guitar because you don't need to reproduce. You don't need such a big speaker. It's so hard to move that much air for a guitar. It's a different, higher up frequency range. That's why with some bass amps you need a tweeter, which is a small moving speaker that can move very, very fast because it's so small, and a low moving tweeter which moves slower. And because the frequency range is divided up among two speakers, it allows them to move more efficiently. But that is not the case with these guitar amps and so on. So they only got one speaker, and often you got reverb and all this stuff. So often the speaker is very efficient, which reduces the dynamic range. There's a natural compression, which means a limiting of the dynamics. Dynamics, once again, are the difference between the loudest and the softest. Now I have a ridiculous amount of radio compression on this audio track right here, which means that pretty much no matter how loud I talk or whatever, it's the same volume. So that's something to Do you know when you're listening to a track and you're like, oh, I can't fucking hear it. That's because it's not up to unity gain. It's not up close to 1 dB or 0 dB, which is the threshold of most audio devices. Normally, like, minus 0.02 dB before something CD players start to read kind of any audible distortion, or even inaudible distortion. Maybe that's dipping into mastering and all the rest of it. So we won't dip too much into that, even though it's all just sound and frequencies. So yeah, I know it sounds like I'm talking on and stuff, but you guys gotta be practicing while I'm talking, baby. Index finger doing it lows, middle finger doing it lows, index ring finger doing it lows, little finger doing it lows. When you get bored, change strings. So when I'm doing this, I'm actually have my thumb underneath the guitar on the A string. It's just that I don't even realise I'm doing it, but just if I didn't have it, Can you hear all this extra ringing and going on? I don't know if it's that audible to you guys, and then when I only use the one string. Hammer-ons and pull-offs opens up a world of speed. And you can also fit in the subtleties of human voice. It's like sometimes when you speak you're very, very confident, but if you're like telling the truth and stuff, you believe in something, so that'd be a lot more stroked. But then there's like, you know, the kind of the more sensitive, unstables, which would be more with the old trills and that. You want different, more emphasis on different notes. So there are actually choices on which notes you want to be louder than others. There you are. Hammer-ons, pull-offs. Not dipping so much into sliding. Just hammer-ons and pull-offs. Different strings. It's very, very frustrating. So you gotta stay. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep it going. You just gotta keep at it, and keep it interesting for yourself by moving it around. Be like, oh, 12th fret, man. It sounds like every fucking new metal song. Yeah. Do stuff up the 12th fret or something that sounds like, oh, space age. Alright. Oh! So, I'd advise doing half your practice standing. I do all my practice standing, but that's just me. Because it's fun. I just start to zone out, to get too relaxed, and like, oh geez, the nice paint on the wall, yeah, I wonder what that's all about and all this stuff. It keeps you more focused on the task and less in a passive mood. So personally I stand. And it's very, very important to not play really, really like deafeningly loud, because you're just going to damage yourself. Most importantly to me, your ears, because everything else will repair itself, but your ears, man. If you're playing through a loud guitar amp, if you're hearing this ringing in your ears, that's tinnitus, man. That's not good. So you got to use ear protection. If you want to know some good ear protection, you need to generally look at 1 dB resistance tolerance at like 1 dB up to like 13 dB. Anyway, it's a sliding scale, so it's going to have more ear protection higher up frequencies than less as it goes down, to do with the like density of the object and all this stuff. But basically, you shove a little bit of plastic in your ears. Tissue is not recommended because it little bits of the fibers or things. I'm just trying to sound smart, to be honest. Little bits of tissue, dust getting in your ear can cause infection. Some things which are very good for your hearing is getting your ears washed, where they pump fucking water in your ears. It's as far as I know, it's perfectly healthy and so on. Just loud noises. If you're out clubbing, I just recommend using earplugs in general. Anytime you go to a gig, so it'll save your ears. Your ears are your life. Like if you can't hear, you're fucked in the music game. There are some iconic people like who are nearly deaf and so on. They just have really good taste. A lot of famous rock stars like Noel Gallagher, oh Jesus. Loads of the classics, they just have ringing in their ears all the time, Lemmy and all them, because they're just blasting at full whack. Anything to it. Generally, headphones will mess you up, and those little earpods are the worst. If you just listen to it in speakers and talk, you'll know if something's too loud if it's any effort to talk over it softly. You know it's too loud, because you can mix. When I'm mixing records or whatever, or songs, you gotta mix it talk and volume, because that's the level which most people listen to music. Some people turn it up for a little while, but generally it's like you gotta be able to talk over it and stuff. Yeah. So that's more dynamics. the distance between loudness and softness. It's all about expression and emotion. Just sometimes you're whispering, it's very sensitive. And sometimes you're shouting. That's what it's called for. So, hammer-ons and pull-offs, no keep going on about it. That's what we're here for, isn't it? You just gotta stick at it, move it around, keep it interesting for yourself. Make sure to use that little finger. No other guitar teacher that I'm aware of will tell you to make your little finger work out. I used to spend so much of my practice just doing the little finger, like I just keep, like, you've got to keep it fun for yourself. So I'd be playing on my favourite riffs but only using my little finger, and which ends up being mostly just your fucking wrist. But anyway, as opposed to your fingers, you lose that energy moving your whole arm. But yes, so many lads, you know, they don't stay versatile. They only know pleck playing, only know pick playing, only play with finger style or whatever way they've always done to it. The world of different textures available to you. Even if you pick up a tin whistle or something, it just completely changes because of the tuning of the instrument. For example, if it's open D, you're going to primarily play in open D tuning, and then that will force you to sing in a different key and just open up a whole different range of and develop your worst your weaknesses and so on. So anyway, if you can, just fucking play with someone. If they're just banging on a table, fucking brilliant. Just play with someone. You don't need to ever watch another guitar lesson or whatever. The most important thing is just to play. Your technique will be shit, but who gives a fuck? It'll be great. It's all about the passion, baby. Passion for flashing. Alright, stay motivated, stay on that track. There's no need to so much listen to what I'm saying as maybe practice while listening to what I'm saying, because I don't know, you do you, alright? But just keep the guitar in your hand. And even if it's not a guitar, don't worry about it. But like, I get fucking I'm not inspired by the guitar. It's just annoying me or something. I go with the piano. I'm like, oh jeez, gee, this sounds pretty nice. And you find different setting that you never normally use. Like, oh, fucking strings, yeah, brilliant. And you just play what you normally play using a different setting on the keyboard or a different pedal, and or even play them at different tempos. Some other awesome stuff you can do is play with drum tracks. Look up just fucking drum backup tracks. But yeah, anyway, just it's all about people and connecting emotions and all this stuff. So just perform, play with friends, even if they're really fucking bad. Just play for the crack. Alright, good luck.